What is the cheat code in life? Mushrooms. There's a mushroom for every occasion. Need to light a fire. There's a tinder mushroom, birch, poly, paw. Need to eat. There's hundreds of edible mushrooms, chanterelles, oyster, parasol. Need to an hero. There's thousands of inedible mushrooms, destroying angel, death cap, fool's webcap. Need to find oneself in a spiritual journey. There's tons of magical mushrooms, cough. Need to put a band-aid on a cut you got out in the wild. There's a mushroom for that, birch, poly, paw. Get off your ass. Stay out of other people's business and manage the things you give a fuck about. My favorite quote, and in a strange way, this is liberating. We no longer need to give a fuck about everything. Life is just what it is. We accept it, warts and all. We realize that we're never going to cure cancer or go to the moon or feel Jennifer Aniston's tits. And that's okay. Life goes on. Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving FCK, a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. Be a fucking human for once and be nice to people around you. Walking at the mall and someone looks at you, just smile and say something so simple as a good morning or hi, how are you? I've done that and made a lot of great relationships with many people, all because I was nice. A lot of people might not say it back or look at you in disgust, simply because the people they are around don't custom to that. And that's okay. Just move on and don't let little unnecessary shit bother you. Oh, and believe that there really is no such thing as self-made billionaire. If you're rich, you won in life, and very often you have well-to-do and well-connected parents with influence. If you aren't good-looking or rich, then you really are at a disadvantage in today's world, when TikTokers and social media blaggers are wealthier and more important than doctors and real heroes, then that tells you all you need to know about how society works. So that's a cheat code in itself. 1. Common sense. Every week I see examples of the pure lack of common sense in life. Companies pay a lot for people who can steady the ship and sort priorities based on common sense. 2. Don't argue over every little thing. We live in such a polarized society, and for the most part the answer is usually somewhere in the middle. The amount of people that are willing to die on the hill of something minor is ridiculous, so pick your battles. 1. Determine your priorities for a happy life. 2. Find a job that requires the least amount of input for the most output. If you want the new car every 3 years, nice house, eat out every day, the amount of input in your job will need to increase. But if you live a small, modest life and learn to be frugal, you will realize you don't need an expensive college education or stressful job to be happy. Realizing that the ideal of constant happiness is unattainable. The drive to be constantly happy is causing such misery. No one can be happy all the time, and it is unnatural to think we can be. Contented is okay. Melancholic at times is normal. Happiness, and joy especially, is a rare gift. Accepting that makes a person more resilient because expectations are more aligned with reality. You have 2 ears, 2 eyes and 1 mouth. So you should listen or watch twice as much as you speak. The less you speak, the more people will listen, because they will recognize that what you have to say is something worth speaking about. Watch and listen before speaking your thoughts or opinions on matters. You will learn more from observing than speaking over top of a lesson. Take a $1 bill and flip it over. Now tape a $5 bill and tape it to the end of the upside down single with as little tape as possible to make it secure. Now feed the $5 bill into a change machine. The coin machine reads the 5, gives you quarters, then reads the upside down single, projects that, and boom, you got yourself a felony. Enjoying yourself is the most important thing in life, and don't let anyone else tell you how to enjoy yourself. Nothing you do that makes you happy is a waste of time. I once read something really profound that relates to this. No one has ever been on their deathbed and said that they regretted not spending more time at work. It depends on what you want to cheat. For feeling good about yourself, there isn't one. For natural talent may be good DNA, but that's more luck than a hack. Steroids can hack for general strength and performance. Money can definitely make people feel they hack their way into happiness, but it doesn't just makes life more bearable. Deep breathing can calm you down when you're hangry. 5 or so breaths can get you to a calmer mindset. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole, check out Wim Hof and his breathing technique. Everybody's got lungs, so you can all explore the magic that is connecting with yourself through controlled breaths. Cheat code: obviously being born wealthy, not rich wealthy. Code to living your most authentic life: say what you mean and stop worrying about others will think about it. Otherwise you start warring with yourself in your head, and at 31 you have a midlife crisis because you don't even know who you are. You know those people you hang out with that don't really lie and often drag you into their bullshit against your will. Stop. Fuck 'em. Every minute you spend with those emotional leeches is a minute you're not spending looking for someone who is a genuine Joe to hang out with. No single code. The one you need most depends on region settings and other cultural presets. In my case, a good cheat code is this to find out where your sulfur monoxide wants to eat. Guess where we're going to eat. Whatever they guess is where you're going. If you find one of the old soda machines that have the glass bottles that are lying flat and you have to open the door to get to them, take a bottle opener and a cup. Voila, free soda. Then smash the empty bottle. The next bottle rolls down. Playing work politics of my bosses got their position by brown-nosing and bullshitting, because I find it incredibly hard to believe this level of incompetence I'm witnessing at my job was taught at a prestigious university. Sleep. Having a regimented sleep schedule can absolutely set you up for success. I also realize this is a privilege that some cannot always afford. And in those instances, even some modicum of a sleep schedule is better than nothing. You will have a better game if you do not take unprescribed drugs. Do not drink alcohol. Do not partake in tobacco. I'd also add, if you want to look at your future, look at your friends. Low company is corrosive. As a female, I tell other females something nice when I talk with them. Example: asking directions for an object in Target. The store associate has a very nice hairstyle or color. I say, I love your hair. It's lovely. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. He gave us the answers on how to live our lives 2,000 years ago. But we choose to ignore and continue to make the mistakes that our ancestors did. Remember that it's a brief and wonderful gift, and somehow simultaneously, that none of it matters. Both are true and can lead to a positive and detached approach to things. Drinking plenty of water and actually getting a good night's sleep does far more for your mental and physical health as well as cognitive function than you realize. Care. If you care about your work, your family, your friends, and put forth an honest effort to support them as well as you can, you almost always come out ahead. The idea that in the big picture, nothing you do will matter, and eventually the sun will destroy all trace of the human race, so go. Do whatever you want in life. Talk good about people behind their backs. It instantly makes you more likable as a person. Being likable in of itself is already overpowered as fuck in life. Being a decent partner, a good lover, is tremendous. Abandoning the victim attitude and taking up some responsibility for the life you got seems helpful. Being polite and respectful has been a blessing. People feel appreciated and seem to be willing to help you out once they feel like you're not grade A a hole. Be lucky, lol. Be nice. And remember that most things aren't as good or bad as they seem at first, within reason, not taking about war and cancer, etc. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. The golden rule. Treat others the way you would want them to treat you. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. Mark 12:30. Down, down, left, right, punch, kick together. Should give you a nice head start right after birth. Forgot to use this trick. To bad dude. 1. When you think something nice about someone, let them know right then. 2. Never think twice about investments in yourself. Knowing someone, having connections, doesn't matter if you're rich or poor originally. If you know a guy, you got opportunities. The cheat code in life. Embracing failure. It's the secret pathway to unlocking unforeseen levels of growth and resilience. No one's paying as much attention to you as you think, so just do it. And if someone says shit, who cares what they think? Drugs, unfortunately, Like cheat codes, they ruin the experience, and it's hard to appreciate life for what it is again. The cheat code in life embrace failure as a hidden level, where the best power-ups for growth and resilience are found. Get married and stay married. Statistically, it's like winning the lottery from a financial and health perspective. Study the stock market charts and figure out the patterns. Once you do this, you'll have your very own ATM machine. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, B, A. Wealthy parents star. Chet Hanks has an amazing life, accepting that everything you do in life is gonna have sucky parts, so you may as well get good at giving BJs. Life's cheat code: prioritize happiness. It's the ultimate power up for navigating this unpredictable game. Fake being confident, and eventually you'll be a fake and a phony, but you will do well in life. Be born rich. One huge less way in your life. Also being born beautiful, handsome along with it. Moving to a less developed country while working remotely for a company from a first world country. Windows V. This pulls up the clipboard and shows the last 24 things you copied. Total game changer. Spend less than you earn. Don't set expectations too high. Be grateful every day for what you have. If nothing else, 45-60 minutes of activity a day will improve your quality of life enormously. Stoic philosophy and religion really makes priorities clear and living a good life so simple. Learn how to identify patterns, since the majority of things in life follow patterns as well. Focus on yourself and choose happiness. What others think of you is none of your business. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to heed the lamentations of their women.